I like to do things the difficult way because easy is dumb. I think we mentioned before, Catalina 30 is historically bad on the Outhaul. It just doesn't work for us at all, so we don't even use it. But there's been times where we wish we could use it, but we really couldn't. You have to go up there and wrap the thing around your hand and put all your weight into it, and it's just all screwed up. And it turns out a lot of them are that way. So we got a kit from Catalina Direct to replace it with a new system, internal system, that gives, I think it's 5-to-1 purchase, so that should be super easy to pull and work a heck of a lot better. So in order to install the kit, we have to run the new one through the boom, and in order to do that, you're supposed to, well, you need to take the boom off of the boat, but I think we can get by without doing that. We have to take the end casting off here, which is attached to the boom topping lift. So at a minimum that has to come off. So my plan there is to just use the main halyard to wrap it around the boom and put some tension on it, so that'll hold the back of it up. And then we have lazy jacks up there, which I know in the past we've done things where that has supported the boom. So I think the plan will be to use the main halyard here and the lazy jacks there, and that will get this casting in casting off, and the front one I think we can take off and just move it away from the gooseneck. That way we have full access all the way through the boom. This is what it looks like inside the end of the boom. A whole lot of junk in there from dirt daubers. I guess that's just part of living in Texas. You're going to have a whole bunch of mud inside stuff where it's not really supposed to be. This is the amount of stuff that came out of the boom. What is that? A cup or two? Anyway, that's a lot. And it's really, really fine sand, and we don't really have sand here, which is amazing. I guess there's sand somewhere, but not anywhere near where our boat is at. So those dirt daubers, they're pretty efficient. So we were able to get the end casting out of the front of the boom after a lot of work on a pin that goes through there, and then a pin that goes through it. That was darn near impossible to get off, but a lot of dirt in my mouth, a lot of struggle there. And so now we just got to take this part out. I don't know if you can see all that dirt in there, but there's a bunch of dirt in there. There's dirt all the way, all 12.5 feet of that boom. This is where the end cap goes in. This will attach to the existing pin, and then we'll drill a hole and put this through. So these two pieces go in the end cap, and then this piece goes to the Outhaul, and it has one block there, and then this piece will be here. So we'll tie our new line to this becket, so it'll go around these blocks, and then it'll go out this way and down, and it's got a nice long line on it. It should make it pretty easy to pull it and let it in and out. The other blocks were plastic, it looked like, and they were 30 years old. So this should be a pretty good upgrade. That's how this all works. All we gotta do now is jam it through this boom. We may try to run something through the boom to get a lot of that dirt out of there, just because it'll make it lighter, I suppose. And then push this through. I'm not sure 100% how we're gonna do that just yet. It seems like we're halfway done, but I know how that stuff goes. We also have to drill another hole in this, and that might be a challenge too. It's easier than I thought it was going to be. It smells like fire, but I think that's an actual fire. Uh-oh. Oh no. Easy peasy. Now we gotta clean this up. Darla wanted to make sure that we got all the dirt out of the boom, so she came up with an inventive way to do that by attaching a feather duster to a tape measure. She jammed the tape measure, all 12.5 feet of it, through the boom, and then we have that thing attached to that thing, and she's gonna pull it through and see what happens.
Well?
Yeah.
Come look on this side. It's coming down this like a conveyor belt, but look, I got a chunk right there.
Let's see if I can get over here. Okay. Oh no, hang on. We're dropping that on my super fancy knife. Can't be doing that. Alright.
I don't think it did anything.
No? Well, it had to do something. I mean, oh yeah, look at all that. Yeah, it definitely did something. There's all the crap that flew out. Oh, that made a great big old mess. So, like I say, that was at least partially successful. All that dirt is no longer in our boom. Alright, now that that thing is vacated of dirt, now it's time to put the new one in. I really hate the time change because it's like, it's 3 o'clock and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and effectively it's already dark. The first step here would be to tie a bowline through this, around this becket. So this line is really long. I might have should have run this through and then tied the bowline at the end, you think? Because now I gotta go the other end and go all the way. Is that a dumb way to do it? Which side of that is the screw side? So this was like this, I think? This was inside here. Oh, but this needs to be on there. Simple things are complicated sometimes. I'm pretty sure this was like this, and that was screwed into there. Hit this with the pliers. Old broken down 70s pliers. And this one doesn't have a little shackle thingy. Probably have to be careful about that. It goes through our new hole. Now I have to get this to go on there. Are we having fun yet? A lot of the times these things are like really frustrating. But it's rewarding when you're done, and I enjoy doing it, even though while I'm doing it, I'm kind of like, this sucks. Okay, so here's what we gotta do. We gotta tie these lines up to this. And so I have to run this around all this crap. I think it's just be better for my brain if I just do it the stupid way. I like to do things the difficult way, because easy is dumb. This goes through here, and then this goes through here. And at this point, I think it would be wise to go ahead and pull this all the way through here. While I'm doing things like this that I think kind of suck sometimes, in my head, I have a daydream of just sailing along with our little outhaul, and I'm just adjusting it, and everything's cool. My outhaul happy place. Now, I need this other end again. You know, in hindsight, it probably would have been a lot easier to just do it the other way. I'll go through here, go through here. It's cold and hot at the same time. It's caught or hold. This is the problem I was having earlier. We couldn't get this sheave off because we couldn't get this pin out because it's 30 years old. But now I have to get this to go feed through there backwards and, oh wait, oh yay. Does that make sense now to the casual observer? It's twisted a bit, but so this will be inside there, and this will allow, you know, when you let the outhaul out, it'll just pull all this system, and it gives you a lot of purchase. When you're ready to go pull it in, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this one back here doubles it up, so you end up with 10 to 1 purchase, is what Catalina Direct claims. So all we have to do now is feed all of this back through the boom. So we'll do the old tape measure trick. We'll run the tape measure this way, electrical tape that shackle to it. That airplane is annoying. If you have an airstrip at your marina, be prepared to have a lot of really annoying airplanes. And the random paraglider crashes into trees. Alright, so run that back through there, put the end caps back on, good to go. 5 minutes and we're done. 5 minutes. So the plan here, I wish this would stop moving. I think the plan here is just to be tape this around here like this. Yep. You agree?
Mm-hmm. That's how we did the duster.
Yeah, seems to work pretty good. This is pretty low tech, but that's okay. I really think that'll do it. It's not like a worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, you got to shrink and climb through that tube. So we're gonna. Is that still on?
Mm-hmm.
So all right. So now we're gonna move this back that way. Alright, cool. There's a lot of dirt on that. I think I'm going to leave this attached for now. I'm going to leave this attached just like that for now to keep a little bit of pressure on that while we go work on the other end. We got the end casting on the other end of the boom reattached. And all we have to do is unhook our messenger line. A keen observer might realize that this is not the messenger line that we sent through the first time. I won't go into the iterations of messenger line that we had to use. But I will tell you there's bells that go through the boom. And if this apparatus was below them, there's some screws and various things in there that it was getting hung on. So we had to figure out a way to get it above each of those bales that goes through the boom. So that was that thing. So now all we have to do is put this back on. So that goes through behind there. This goes in, this goes through, and then this pin goes back through. So now this will go back in here, except it's upside down. And of course that does just, these things don't want to be, I did that in the other video and I hurt my hand. Let me grab the thing real quick, I'll be right back. Now we just have to, does this all look good? I think so. So now we just have to whack this into place. That looks good to me. I don't know what that rubber piece does right there. I don't know. Oh, screws are down here. 2 per side. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Thank you, Duolingo. I can count to 4. Oh, boom topping lift can hold this again. Now that the boom topping lift is holding the boom, we can let the main halyard loose. Now, the only remaining step is to reattach our sail. And now, remember we used to have that really hard one that we had to have pliers for? Now this is just like the one on our main halyard. Flip it around, put it through, close it down. Nice. Now, follow me up here and I'll give it a tug. I'm not sure why this line is 40 feet long. Maybe they wanted us to like dangle it in the water behind the boat. But now we have the purchase. And we just, very nice. That feels very smooth.
Better?
Oh yeah. I can't even imagine what's going to happen. We're going to gain like 0.01 knots. But anyway, so the project is complete. I'm surprised really that it didn't take 4 to 6 hours or something. But yeah, I think I'm pretty pleased with it. Obviously, we won't know till we go sailing, so we'll knock that out tomorrow. But yeah, so now we just got to clean everything up and call it a day. What do you think?
Yeah.
I'll take it. All right, cool. The Outhaul replacement kit from Catalina came with 40 feet for some reason of this line, like we were talking about earlier. So we had some extra junk laying around. So we rigged up a couple of blocks and ran it through our deck organizer and through a hole where the Traveler is and through a clutch. So we have this run all the way to the cockpit and still have probably 15 feet of line left over. So whenever we get to test this thing, we can just use it from the cockpit, which would be pretty handy. So we're out sailing to test our Outhaul, and so far it seems to be working pretty well. We're on a pretty good reach here, and so let's demonstrate. So the line exits the boom, goes to a couple of blocks, and it comes to this clutch. So if we need more belly in the sail, all we do is flop that clutch and ease the outhaul out. So I'll flop this up, hold this in my hand, and as I let it out, it goes out pretty easy, and we get a lot more belly in the sail. And then if we need to pull it back in, we just close this clutch and then give it a pull, and that 10-to-1 purchase makes it pretty easy. And then we don't have as much belly in the sail. Make it flatter if we have too much wind to make the sailing a little bit easier. Easy peasy, works like a champ.
Hi, thanks for watching. Was that all I was supposed to say?
I don't know.
I thought you were supposed to start talking after I said that.
You're supposed to talk. You say pretend like you're talking to my mama.
Hi, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed our video.
Yeah, it was good to get our outhaul replaced. I think if you don't have an in-mast furler, you could probably go your whole life and never touch an outhaul and be just fine and dandy. But if you have one that works, it's a pretty good control to have because it allows you to add more camber to the sail and have a much better sail shape. So when ours was broken, it used to just be one little blue line hanging down that didn't work, it didn't do anything. Now we can have a lot better sail shape, and I think we can tell the difference, particularly if it gets too windy. You can also remove that camber by pulling it good and tight. That was a really good upgrade. If you have a Catalina 30, chances are your outhaul sucks and you should fix it.
And since we put it, I mean, because we had the extra clutch, since we ran it all the way to the cockpit, I could, you know, pull it in when the winds got heavier today from the cockpit. So
yeah,
it's
pretty much one-handed operation at this point. I do need to fix the block up there that we have turning it to go through the deck organizer. But other than that, I think it's great. Everybody should do that.
Yeah.
Go out and get you one of those.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Other than that, we appreciate you watching. Throw us a thumbs up, leave a like, leave a comment, all that cool stuff. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Yeah, that's it. Go tell your worst enemies. Oh, you should watch this. Anyway, I guess that's it for this video, and we will see you guys next time.
Later.
See ya.